Up next,
I think this is one of the most fundamental and important things for women right now.
the controversial debate on abortion continues on the 40th anniversary of Roe v. Wade. And tragedy strikes again on a Texas college campus. Those stories and more right now on Fox 5 News at 9.
Your first local news at 9 starts right now, only on Fox 5 at 9.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Emily Scarlett. It's a problem lawmakers have been trying to fix since 2011. Today they say they simply can't put it off anymore. Fox 5's Chutney Mata reports on the $4 billion shortfall looming in the Montana state pension for public employees.
Lawmakers tried to fix the problem in 2011, and since then pension funds have doubled. Now a 12-member committee made up of 8 Republicans and 4 Democrats must come up with solutions.
I look forward to working with everybody. I mean, we cannot kick the can down the road anymore, if you will, and we're looking forward to working with all parties involved.
The shortfall could top $4 billion over the next 30 years, so the committee needs to use more than just a Band-Aid approach.
In the governor's proposal, he suggests a balanced approach that would require additional contributions from employees and employers combined with funds from the state natural resource revenue.
Well, the concern I have with the governor's plan is I think it costs $130 million. That's a lot of money, and I think we need to be a little more cautious about what we do and where we're going with that program.
The Legislative Fiscal Division estimates the pension funds require an additional contribution of $116 million in 2013 and $121 million in 2014 to meet future obligations. Many proposals seek to revamp the current pension plans for employees, which require new employees to be a part of a 401k system. But the biggest backlash is from teachers and public employees, with their combined costs reaching nearly $3.4 billion in unfunded liability. In Helena, Chutney Mata, Fox 5.
Governor Steve Bullock toting a proposal that asks both employees and employers to pay more in their current system, saying, quote, the public employers and employees from across Montana support temporarily increasing their contributions until the systems are determined to be actuarially sound. This shared sacrifice is evidence of our commitment to shoring up our retirement systems, end quote. Pro-choice advocates filled the Capitol Rotunda rallying lawmakers to protect women's right to choose in honor of the 40th anniversary of Roe v. Wade. In 1973, the United States Supreme Court ruled 7-2 that a right to privacy under the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment extended to a woman's decision to have an abortion. This landmark decision prompted a national debate, which continues even today. Pro-choice advocates say despite a woman's constitutional right to make their own medical decisions without interference from politicians, access to safe and legal abortions are still an ongoing struggle.
Right now, when you look at the legislature, the bills that are coming up are more of the type to restrict choices for women. I think we should just not get discouraged. I think this is one of the most fundamental and important things for women right now. If we can't make these kind of choices, we really don't have a real future in the economic arena, going to school, because of the kinds of things that it takes to raise children if we're not prepared to do that.
This session has already seen controversial bills that some say put limitations on a woman's private health decisions. House Bill 104 seeks criminal prosecution involving the death of an unborn child. Opponents of this bill say this infringes upon a woman's right to make private choices and opens the door to investigations surrounding a woman's private medical history. The bill has passed in its first hearing through the House Judiciary Committee. A Delaware man facing 19 counts of rape, sexual assault, and abuse made his initial appearance in a Great Falls courtroom today. Jonathan Karasevich is accused of raping and sexually assaulting a young female relative. According to court documents, after the alleged assaults, the 24-year-old enlisted in the Air Force and is currently on active duty at Malmstrom Air Force Base. Charging documents state that Jonathan Karasevich is the uncle of the victim and lived with the young girl for over a year. The alleged crimes reportedly took place between August of 2008 and December of 2009 when the victim was just 6 years old and Karasevich was 20. Karasevich is charged with 16 counts of rape in the first degree and 3 other sexual abuse and assault charges for allegedly penetrating and touching the young girl inappropriately. Karasevich was arrested without incident at a residence on Malmstrom Air Force Base Friday. Karasevich is being held without bond and waived his right to an extradition hearing. A hearing to discuss extradition has been set for tomorrow. Shots break out at a Texas college, sending 4 people to the hospital. According to authorities, a dispute between 2 individuals escalated into gunfire at Lone Star College, college's North Harris campus today. Among those injured, a maintenance worker who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and another person suffering from a medical condition but was not shot. Police and SWAT team members raced to the campus as students fled class. Authorities now have 2 people in custody. All right, moving into weather, Chief Meteorologist Adam Coslin is here with a first look at our forecast.
Well, good evening. The wrench in our forecast is the boundary between the warm and cold air. Some of us experienced either one or the other. Here's what's coming up in your Fox weather. First, we've got high wind warnings active along the northern Rocky Mountain front. But for central Montana, there's not quite as much confidence in these strong winds, so we've been placed under high wind watches for the period from Wednesday afternoon to Thursday afternoon. We're also expecting some light snow in the forecast. I'll show you when that could start up coming up in your Weather Authority. Emily, back to you.
Thank you, Adam. Plans for the controversial Keystone XL pipeline will proceed with the designated new route through Nebraska. Nebraska's governor approved the revised route for the Canada to Texas pipeline. The new route will avoid the state's environmentally sensitive Sandhills region, but cut through an area containing an aquifer. The project has faced opposition from landowners and environmental groups who say the pipeline would contaminate that massive groundwater supply. The fate of the pipeline now rests in the hands of the Obama administration. Final approval has to come from the State Department before the project can move forward. Congressman Steve Daines says Keystone would mean more good-paying jobs in Montana and strengthen the state's economy. Our own Micah Rumsey is already down 9.5 pounds as he competes in the local weight loss competition we've been following since the beginning. Tonight, he tells us how you can battle the bulge.
You want to get in shape, but you arrive at the gym and have no idea what to do. Where do you start? I know the feeling. If it's overwhelming, you have options to get fit, and you don't even have to leave your TV room.
Insanity, P90X, these are all good things to start with because these instructors that are on the video, for the most part, do a really good job. So those videos are a really good way to start if you do not feel comfortable in a gym setting.
New workout options are popping up everywhere. Innovations in technology allow you to turn your gaming console into a home gym, even if you're not that tech savvy.
The Xbox Connect and PlayStation Move, that is a home gym right there. Buying a couple of games for the Connect, which completely reads your body and tells you exactly what you're doing right and wrong.
If you're ready to hit the actual gym, you don't have to be lost. Using a trainer for just one day to teach you how to use each set of weights or machines can put you on the best path for fitness.
You need to have a little bit of knowledge on proper body alignment. Where your lifts should begin and end is a really important part of being safe during your lift. So it's a really good idea to have somebody that knows what they're doing in the gym room, the weight room setting, as opposed to your aerobics and cardio room.
It's also important to take into account any physical limitations you may have. A rock climbing fall left me with some back problems, so I have to make sure to avoid any exercises that would aggravate my injury.
I try to stray people away from the yoga and Pilates videos just because I feel that there's a little bit more risk of injury in back and neck while they're holding their bodies incorrectly versus correctly.
You don't have to be afraid of the gym. With a little guidance, you can easily battle the bulge. Micah Rumsey, Fox 5.
For the first time, Project Homeless Connect is headed to Great Falls. This Saturday from 10 to 3, Great Falls College will provide multiple resources all under one roof for people who are currently homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. Salon Professional Academy is offering haircuts. Dental students at the college will be providing dental care, and best of all, it's all free.
People that are at risk that you don't know that might not be considered homeless that are living on the streets, but they're still at risk. They could be evicted or can't meet their bills, and they just need access to resources that can help them to not go to that situation.
Thanks to community donation drives, there will also be clothes, blankets, and children's books available. Other resources include access to additional resources and information. A number of partners in the community are involved, including the Great Falls Rescue Mission, City County Health Department, and Veteran Services. Believe it or not, prime season is already here, and one local senior high school student is playing fairy godmother with a new venue called Cinderella's Closet.
I feel like it's really elegant, and that one off-the-shoulder strap, I feel like it's a little bit sexy too.
CMR High School senior Taylor Varner.
I'm very much a princess.
wants every girl to have that one special night where dreams come true.
Like a little kid, you always want to be like, oh, I want to be a princess. And so like prom is that one night where you can be a princess.
But if you're short on fairy godmothers, magic wands, and pixie dust, a fairy tale evening can have a heavy price tag.
If you buy it brand new, will cost like $300 to $500.
So Cinderella's Closet was born.
To get the joy of being able to help girls who would not be able to do this on their own.
Cinderella's Closet is a collection of used prom dresses girls can borrow for free and simply return.
The dresses are clean, lightly worn, so you can be the belle of the ball.
I found some on eBay for like $10 each, so I would just buy those with my own money.
A popular idea in cities around the country, this is the first program of its kind in the Great Falls area.
There are lots of places where you can rent dresses from for not very much money, but you can't just borrow one for free.
Although Taylor finds the project rewarding and hasn't been easy, but she's learned a lot about organization and time management.
It's something where you have to keep up with it on a day-to-day basis, and you can't put it off and do it all at the end.
The project has exploded with community response, far exceeding expectations.
I thought I would get at the most like 30 or 40.
Now she's up to 115 dresses in all sizes and colors, with plenty of time for more donations to come in.
Monetary donations are definitely needed because of dresses that come in sizes that just don't come in as often.
Sizes that are hard to come by include size 0 and 2, as well as plus size dresses. In Great Falls, Rachel Osley, Fox 5.
Very cool. And a boutique event is in the works for March Autumn, where girls can find their perfect ball gown. For more information about Cinderella's Closet and how you can help, check out Cinderella's Closet's Facebook page.
All right, and well, the weather today, a little bit all over the place. Havre had highs in the teens, and well, averages in the mid-30s. But for us in Great Falls, 50 degrees was the high, and it was music to our ears.
All right, well, speaking of music, we've got a real treat in the studio tonight. Australian blues artist Michael Charles is live in the studio tonight. We'll get a chance to speak with him later on in the show. Don't go anywhere. Take it away, Mike.
Your Weather Authority forecast continues right now on Fox 5 at 9.
Welcome back. Well, what a treat that was. We went to break with the musical stylings of Michael Charles, and he'll be back later in the show for more. Here's our weather photo tonight. The wind's going to blow, well, dandelions, maybe your hat, a lot of things, loose lawn, yard objects. You want to bring it in. There's no gusty winds right now, but we have some confidence that there will be in central Montana. We're under a high wind watch, Cascade County and Judith Basin and the southern Rocky Mountain front. Looks even better possibility for the northern Rockies. There's a high wind warning here, and that's active until 5 p.m. Thursday for gusts to 60 miles per hour. So blowing snow and low visibility around Marias Pass. And for places like Great Falls, we could have some gusty winds. North-south roads, you want to drive extra carefully from Wednesday afternoon till Thursday afternoon and keep both hands on the wheel. The jet's overhead, so a lot of wind mixing down to the surface, but there's no wind with this high pressure center over Washington, Oregon, and parts of Idaho. So pollution becomes an issue there, and there's air stagnation advisories. We are dealing with clear skies in central Montana. Still a fine line between the warmer and colder air. Here's what we're talking about. 30 Great Falls, 15 in Havre, 29 in Lewistown, only 11 in Glasgow, and the wind chill actually making it feel like 3 degrees out there. Winds between about 5 and 10 miles per hour. Our futurecast is keeping things quiet in the center of the state, but there could be a round of snow getting into western Montana late Wednesday into Thursday. We'll be on a lookout by the weekend. So overnight lows could be on either side of zero. We're rather cloudy tomorrow. 37 in Great Falls, 39 in Helena, and 32 in Lewistown. Shelby's above freezing. Chester is not, under the clouds. It'll be coldest in the eastern areas. Glasgow and Wolf Point single-digit highs. We're close to average here in the Electric City. 43 on Thursday and Friday. A chance for snow will be a slight chance, only around 20%. So the weekend, seeing some changes. Sunday's colder. In Helena, got that every other day shot at some light snow and highs in the upper 30s to mid 40s. Emily, back to you.
Coming up,
Six-time Grammy-nominated blues artist Michael Charles performs live in the studio. That's up next after the break.
Welcome back. He's an international six-time Grammy-elected artist whose career began in Australia. Now he performs all over the U.S. and Canada. We're so honored to be joined by him live in the studio, Australian blues artist Michael Charles. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're here all the way from Chicago. I know you're working on your 2013 Undercover Tour. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's the name of the tour we chose this year, and it's promoting the new CDs that are coming out under the covers. So that's basically what it is.
Very exciting, and I understand that you were mentored by the famous Buddy Guy.
Yeah, I got asked to come out 20-odd years ago to the US because Mr. Guy asked me to come out, and my management said, "What do you think?" And I said, "There's nothing to think about, let's just do it." And I'm still here.
All right, well, we're glad you are. You have something to play for us tonight, right?
Sure.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. I'm nobody's fool, not even for you. I'll play the game when I'm here with you, but I'm nobody's fool. I'm nobody's fool, not even for you. I'll play the game when I'm here with you, but I'm nobody's fool.
Thank you so much for that, Michael. That was great. And you can hear even more of this. He's performing live at Burton Ernie's tomorrow night, 6 o'clock until 9 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
That was great.
Thank you.
All right, with a brand new episode of Glee airing this Thursday night, we've got this red, soft, and cozy Glee Snuggie just waiting for this week's winner. You know what to do, like our Fox 5 Facebook page, tell it to Fox, and win. Here's this week's question. This week, hundreds of thousands gathered to witness the inauguration of President Barack Obama as he begins his second and final term. What do you consider the most important issues facing this country that you would like to see addressed in the next 4 years? We want to hear from you folks. Tell it to Fox and win. All right, let's check in with Tom Purvis. He's on the desk with the latest on local sports. Tom, what's going on tonight?
Emily, we'll hear from several local teams, including the Great Falls Bison and Helena High basketball teams, plus Seymour and Havre going head-to-head up north on the mat. Who would come out on top? Keep it right here.
Total sports coverage. Fox 5 Sports starts right now.
Hi everyone, I'm Tom Purvis. Welcome into Fox 5 Sports. CMR traveled up to the High Line today to take on the Havre Blue Ponies on the mats. CMR coming off a tough weekend at the AA duels. Havre not an easy squad to rebound against. And the Rustlers would have to do it without one of their best. Junior Isaiah Yates sitting out with an injury. 98 pounds Gavin Martin of CMR against Keegan Kennelly. And Kennelly absolutely had his way. Here with a nice near fall, he texts Martin. 112 pounds Grayson Brenna of Havre against Riley Wavre, and Brenna is going to turn Wavre right here on his back. Wavre trying to get out of it, struggling. Brenna would win this one by decision. 119 pounds Cooper Marquardt of CMR against Dylan Stewart of Havre, and Stewart near fall on Marquardt, and then he does finally pin him. You see the ref's emphatic slap right there. Actually, that didn't take him long. Havre up 26 at that point. They cruise 53-21. It's one thing to be the hunters, trying to give the top teams in the Big Sky your best shot. It's another to be the hunted, which is where the Lady Cats are at the top of the conference. And how'd they get there? Success away from Brick Breeden Fieldhouse. Jeff Eberly explains.
I think the MSU Billings was a big wake-up call for us, and so we pulled together as a team, and we're just like, we need to get it figured out kind of a thing, and it's really actually brought us closer, and I think that's part of a big reason of why we're winning as well.
Looks like the Lady Cats have figured it out since the loss to MSU Billings. Montana State has won 6 straight games since that defeat. 4 have been on the road. the team embraces road challenges.
Coaches have really been honest about being tough, and when facing adversity on the road, you have to be able to take that in. We've definitely been a lot more tough as a team, and so I think that plays a big role.
Our kids are defining themselves as the road warriors right now. They get in great routines during that. Our biggest challenge is making sure we're taking care of academics 2 weeks in a row, and having the holiday yesterday, we're not having a lot of opportunity, especially with our Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes getting there. So just doing a great job of communicating with professors.
What's scary for the rest of the Big Sky is that the Bobcats aren't even playing to their potential. They have one area of concern.
I feel like our best days are ahead of us because we're not shooting the ball well yet. And we've got a lot of kids that can shoot the ball. So we're going to get a lot of reps up. We're going to get a lot more confident from the perimeter, and then we get much better balance.
Knowing that we're number one and knowing that we have a target on our back, and so that's definitely going to make us have to play hard. And it's a great win. We had a great weekend. And so we're just going to have to continue to play hard and know that we're the number one team, and there's always someone that's going to want to knock you off.
Reporting in Bozeman, Jeff Eberly, Fox 5 Sports.
Well, what a first half of the season it's been for the Great Falls High Lady Bison. Just a few weeks ago, they beat CMR for the first time in over 4 years, but the Lady Bison aren't slowing down there. They're now 9-2 after their weekend road wins over Bozeman and Billings Senior.
It was awesome. I mean, you always walk into the Bozeman gym so intimidated, so scared for what's about to come, and this time it was a different feeling, and we had a tough time during the first quarter, but we knew as a team we could come together and pull it off in the end.
That one was a little bit scary to go into too, because senior's always big and tough, and like they're number one in the league and we were number 2, and so that was a big win for us as well.
It feels like we can go into each game with a little bit more confidence, but we also know that there's a target on our back, and so we gotta play stronger and harder each game just to keep that up.
The Lady Bison will look for their 10th win Thursday night at home against Havre before heading to Butte for Saturday's game with the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, the Bison boys are hovering right around the 500 mark at the midway point of the regular season after a weekend split. Great Falls dropped the close one to the Bozeman Hawks Friday night, but rebounded with a big win over Billings Senior on Saturday.
Chances against Bozeman, we just kind of got outworked on the boards a little bit. We got to make sure we crash harder. Against Senior, we did a good job, played way better defense against Senior. That really helped us get the W there, I think.
We're right there. We've been competitive in all our games. You know, there's, just like every game, there's a few spots here and there where if you take care of business, you come out on top. And I like to think our best basketball is in front of us.
After losing their first 7 games of the season, the Lady Bengals have finally strung together a couple wins, defeating Butte Central and Hellgate last week. The win over the Knights improved Helena's record to 2-7 overall, but their schedule doesn't get any easier. This Friday they will host Glacier, who has one of the best posts in the state with Cassidy Hashley. Then they'll turn around and host Flathead, who boasts 2 of the top 10 scoring guards in the state. Needless to say, the Bengals have their work cut out for them if they want to keep their winning streak alive.
Hands full, you know, so we'll have to game plan around both teams because both teams play different styles. So, you know, it should be a fun, exciting weekend.
They've got a lot of good girls on that end of the state that we haven't played yet, and I'm excited to get out there and play them.
Hey, keep it right here. We'll be back one more time.
All right, before we go tonight, we leave you with one more look at our special guest, Australian blues artist Michael Charles. Remember, you can see more of him at Bert and Ernie's tomorrow night. Thanks so much for watching.
Driving down the highway, I'm looking for some place to stay. Car's about to overheat, and I need something to eat. I played the blues in a rock and roll band, but the people, they don't understand. I got my guitar in the back seat, so I don't care if I overheat, singing the MC Shuffle with a guitar